Whānau, it's Hi Dominique here. Hope you're having fun and staying safe in your bubbles. I thought this lockdown I would put together a series of foundational skill videos that parents can use to teach their own children at home. I thought we'd start off with handwriting because it's one of those skills that's super important to automatize. Automatization means that you do something without thinking. So, for example, when you walk, you don't need to think about it. Something a bit more complicated would be you drive. A lot of the time, you get on one side, and then you get out another, and you go, whoa, how did I get here? That means that you've automatized driving. And it's the same with reading and writing. But it's something you have to practice. And practice with somebody who is more experienced than you. So they notice you make a mistake. They gently say, hey, maybe let's try that again. So, in Te Puna, we do lowercase letters first when we learn how to write our letters, and that's just because they are much more common. Uppercase letters are usually at the beginning of sentences and at the beginning of proper nouns like your name. So really when your child is first learning how to do handwriting, teaching them how to do an uppercase letter for the beginning of their name, and maybe for the heart word I, all the uppercase letters you really need till later on. We focus on letter formation a lot. So size and keeping it on a line, all those things come later down the line. First thing you want to do is that children get used to how to form the letters. So you form them from left to right, top down, and with lowercase letters, except for exceptions like I, you don't take your pencil off the paper until the letter is formed. I'm going to start off today by showing you a way that I would teach children how to form the letter M. M is the first letter we encounter in Te Puna. It's the first sound we learn, and it's the first letter we learn how to write. Before we even do any kind of writing though, usually I get them to start off by forming a letter in the air. But not just with their hands, but not just with one hand, but I actually get them to join their hands together. That helps cross the midline, so that both sides of your brain are communicating and you're more likely to remember a letter. So join your hands together and you show your kids first. Before you do anything, show them how you do it first so it's been modeled for them. Because often if you just give verbal instructions, they go, what? So yeah, here we go. So you go, okay, this is how we do the letter M. Join your hands together, short stick, tunnel, tunnel. And then you ask your child to do it. Okay. They try it themselves. If they make a mistake, something random, gently take their hands and you guide them through there. That's how you do the letter M. Once they can do that all by themselves, you can have a look at a letter M that's written down. Like I said, we focus on letter formation first before we look at size or writing on a line or anything. So I've written a very big letter M on here. It's filled up most of the space on this A4 sheet of paper. And before you do any kind of writing per se, get your child to trace it with their finger. So I've done a little dot on my letter M, and so you just, I would remind them to start at the dot, and we're going to do the same thing we just did in the air, short stick, tunnel, tunnel. Oh, short side note, I know a lot of people don't have printers at home, or if they do, they've run out of ink. So all you need to do is get a scrap piece of paper and write a letter really big on it, and then put a dot where they start. And once they can do that really easily, we usually in class do something called rainbow writing. So rainbow writing is when we get at least 5 colors, sometimes more. Often, if kids finish early, I say, okay, get 5 more colors, do it again. And this is just, it makes handwriting fun. So we do exactly the same thing. We just finger, go over the top, short stick, tunnel, tunnel. Whoops. Pick another colour. Short stick, tunnel, tunnel. Pick another colour. Short stick, tunnel, tunnel. And by then they've done that 5 times. What usually happens next in Te Puna is that I set a timer for 1 minute and I say, okay, here's your challenge. See how many letters you can write in 1 minute. How many letter M's? And I watch them carefully because they're all right in front of me, and I say, I double check, are they holding their pencil correctly? Are they writing a letter correctly? If not, I jump in and go, oh, wait a moment, what do you need to remember to do? I might even get them to quickly trace it. And then they get back on track. So it kind of looks like this. Okay, I've set the timer for 1 minute. Okay, go. And at the end, I just kind of go, okay, so how many letters did you get last time? They might have gotten 5. And I say, how many did you get this time? And we're trying to get more than 5, basically. So anyway, that's how I first introduced letters in Te Puna. There are lots of other ways you can practice your letters, though. You can do things like get a cup full of water, put in a paintbrush, and give them, it's a good idea to give them a model, like you could just write a letter M for them and send them outside and say, okay, see how many letter M's you can draw. You can use shaving cream, write it in shaving cream. You could use salt or sand or rice and get kids to write with their finger. You could use finger paint. You could fill a Ziploc bag with like paint or hair gel or conditioner. Get them to write it in that. You could give them some chalk. They could write it outside on concrete, or even better, on a concrete wall. All sorts of choices. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. Any suggestions how to teach handwriting or otherwise. And yeah, I hope this video was helpful.